we're going to make chocolate cream filling. This fillings can be used on cupcakes, in cakes, snack cakes, and also you can make your own cream puffs with the chocolate filling or eclairs. And by the way, I do have those on my channel. We're actually going to make this chocolate cream filling to put in my peanut butter cupcakes. And again, if you'd like this recipe, I do also have that on my channel. But we're really just going to concentrate on making the chocolate cream filling. So you're going to need actually a pot, of course, and your stove. And on your stove top, what you're going to start off with is 1 1/4 cups of all of granulated sugar. That was 1 1/4. You're also going to be putting in 1/3 of a cup of cocoa, and this is baking cocoa, not the one that you drink. It's baking cocoa, and then just stir it in with your spoon and stir it well. Then we're going to also put in 1/3 of a cup of cornstarch, and that's 1/3 of a cup. And then again, just go ahead and mix that well with your spoon or a spatula or whatever you choose to use. What else is going to go in is salt, and you're going to need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You're going to cook this on anywhere from medium to medium high. And what you're going to put in next is 3 cups of milk. And as you're putting the milk in, just keep stirring your dry ingredients because you want it to all come together. And the more that you stir, the lumps will, you'll get rid of them. And what you're going to do is you're going to stay with this till it boils. And, you know, depending on the temperature that you're using, it shouldn't take too long. Probably should take maybe 2 or 3 minutes, that type of thing. If you want to start cooking it on a higher, you have to be really careful that it doesn't burn on the bottom. So, due to the video, I am putting my little cooktop on high to get things going. So I'm just trying right now to mix it well, get those lumps out of it, and make sure that everything has come together. Now, while we're waiting for this, you're also going to be needing 3 egg yolks. And you can slightly beat them ahead of time, and do leave them out at room temperature. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. It's going to be up to you which one you want to use. And you will be needing 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla. Now, what we're going to be doing is, while we're waiting here for this to come up, a lot of people will ask, what do you do with the egg whites? Well, there are several cake recipes that you can use egg whites for. Or if I'm baking bread, I like to brush that on to give a little glaze to bread before it goes into the oven. So there's many uses for them. You don't have to, throw them out or anything like that. What we're going to do is, now once this starts to boil, you're going to let it boil for about a minute. Then after the minute is up, you're going to take it actually off your stove, and you're going to put a little bit of the pudding into another bowl. And then you're going to temper the eggs, and you're going to mix those eggs in there. Now, the reason you don't want to put all the egg yolks into this pot is because you're going to make scrambled eggs, so you don't want that to happen. So we'll just take some of the cooked filling, put it in the bowl, and then slowly add the egg whites. Now, once we mix that in this bowl, we're then going to transfer that mixture into this one and have it all combined. So those are some of the steps that we have to do to make this cream filling. Now, once that is completely brought together, and that's so that it makes sure that the eggs are cooked, because you don't want to have a filling where there's raw eggs. Then you take it completely off the stove, and that's where you put your butter or margarine in and your vanilla, and you stir it. Now you're also going to be needing a piece of plastic wrap, because once these is made, you'll want to put a piece of plastic wrap right on top, not just your bowl that you're going to put it in, or if you're going to cool it in your pot because you're going to put it in the refrigerator. You want the plastic wrap actually touching the filling so it doesn't get hard or form a skin to it, that type of thing. So now it is starting to boil, and while we're waiting for that, I want to just bring out my cupcakes here, my peanut butter cupcakes. And what I like to do is, for the filling, is I just actually use an apple core, and I just push down into the cupcake, and you'll have the top to it, and I actually then fill the inside, save that little top, and then I just close it up and then put my frosting on top. So I'm going to go ahead and put another hole into this other peanut butter cupcake. And again, save that little top, and I'll lay those out so that we can fill them very easily. Now, what I like to fill the cupcakes with is actually this. It's actually a really easy little gun to use. You can decorate with it, you can fill with it. I use it to put filling jelly for my jelly donuts. If you don't have something like this, you can use a pastry bag with a tip. If you don't have that, then go ahead and just fill a small Ziploc bag, cut the end of the Ziploc, and you can squeeze the filling out of that into your cupcake or your cream puff or wherever you're going to be putting the filling at. Now I want to show you while we're waiting for this, what it does look like once it's finished. Now you're going to put it in another bowl, as I said, with that plastic wrap touching it. You're going to have to cool it in the refrigerator, probably up to at least a half hour to an hour, depending. And it's going to become very light but very thick. It's going to make just a beautiful chocolate cream filling for all the baked goods that I mentioned that you can use it for. I wanted this to come along a little bit quicker so that you could see the tempering process. So what we're going to do is we'll just keep that going, and then I think I'm going to just fill these cupcakes with the filling like that, and then just put the tops back on, because they will be ready to put your favorite frosting over them, and or whatever garnishes that you're going to be putting your cupcakes on. But this is taking a bit longer than I had thought to show you. And we might just move it along, and I'm just going to repeat the steps again. Wait for this to boil for 1 minute, then have another bowl, put some of your chocolate into this bowl, and then start slowly mixing your egg yolks with the chocolate. because you want to temper it. Then take that mixture and then you'll pour it back into here. And again, you're going to let that boil for just about a minute or so. Then after that minute is up, you'll completely take this off your stove top. You will put 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine in it with 1.5 teaspoons of your vanilla. You will stir it well and then use a plastic wrap right down onto the filling so that it won't dry out or harden for you. I do have some made to show you with the cupcakes once they've been filled and frosted, and I'm gonna just go ahead and cut one in half to show you. I'll just cut down the center of one here to show you the filling, the chocolate filling inside the peanut butter cupcake. Okay, and we're ready to move it along. So I do want to show you this process. I'm going to just put a little of this in my bowl. Whoops. Just knock that over. And then just put your eggs in there. And then once they're well combined, return it back to your chocolate, as I mentioned before, and then let that go for 1 minute. After that minute boil, then remove your pot from the stove, put your butter or margarine in it, and your vanilla, stir it well, and then I would suggest to transfer it to another bowl for the refrigerator with your plastic sitting on top of it. And there you go. That's how you can make a very easy chocolate cream filling. Sorry that it took so long, but I did want to show and explain it thoroughly, so you maybe give this recipe a chance. I hope you like this one. If you do, leave a comment. I'd like to hear from you. Thanks for watching again, and please subscribe.